The Houston Rockets beat the Utah Jazz 140 to 127, and I was really impressed with what we saw from the Rockets in the preseason yesterday. Even if it is preseason, I was impressed by many different things, and let's get into it. The Rockets win 140 to 127. This was a very slow start. Right away off the start, you've got Kevin Durant making his Rockets debut, and for all these guys on the starting lineup. And yes, you've got a couple guys off the bench. Not Steven Adams. There was no Steven Adams last night, but yeah, he's got guys off the bench like Josh Okogie, and you have Josh Okogie and Jeff Green who've played with KD before. But all the other guys, and outside of Josh and Jeff Green and Steven Adams, got to get used to playing on the floor with Kevin Durant and this new offense, and also an offense where there's no Fred VanVleet anymore, and you've got Reed Sheppard and Amen Thompson leading the offense, and so KD in a lineup with guys like Jabari Amen and Şengün and Reed Sheppard. I think the Rockets were really rusty to start off this game. They only had like 3 points or 5 points in the first 4 minutes of the basketball game. I think the fact that they only had 5 points in the first 4 minutes of the game and still ended up scoring 140, they figured things out. They started to play great basketball. I think one of the main things I look at in this game is the scoring of their top 3 players, how good the scoring was. It's not Şengün. Şengün had only 13, but 3 of their top 3 players. KD scores 20 in 23 minutes. Like, if you watch this game, I was at this game. It didn't even feel like Kevin Durant had 20 points. Like, yeah, you can see it. You can look up at the Jumbotron and you see Kevin Durant's got 20 points, but it doesn't feel like it. I mean, like, it's so casual. Like, 20 points feels like nothing for this guy. And I'll say this, like, last year, Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün, and Amen Thompson, they couldn't have a 20-point game and you not feel it. Like, if Şengün, Jalen Green, or Amen Thompson had a 20-point game, you noticed it. Like, they had that good of a game. Like, they were having that good of a game, that good of an impact that you noticed that they had 20 or more points. Like, Kevin Durant scored 20 points tonight, and it didn't even feel like it. Like, it felt like he had maybe 14, 15. But he did have a slow start. He only scored 2 points in the first quarter. Was 0 for his first 3 field goals. But I think this is the great thing about Kevin Durant is what happens after he goes 0 for 3. He goes 7 for his next 7. So 7 for 10 from the floor, misses first 3, 7 for 7 after that. That's the guy the Rockets brought in. 20 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal in his 23 minutes of basketball. So 20 points in 23 minutes. Then I want to go over Alperen Şengün real quick because yes, Şengün was not huge with points tonight. Last night, 13 points in 28 minutes, 5 for 8 from the floor. But here are the 2 positive things I'm looking at with Alperen Şengün. Continues to be amazing at the free throw line. 3 for 3 at the free throw line last night. 7 for 7 at the free throw line in the first game against the Hawks. That's 10 for 10 at the free throw line for a guy who's never gone over 71% at the free throw line in his career. Has Şengün ever made 10 free throws? I doubt it. I doubt in the regular season, Alperen Şengün has never made 10 free throws in a row. If Şengün's going to seriously improve his free throw shooting, this team is dangerous because the Rockets were one of the worst, I think the worst, free throw shooting team in the NBA last year, even though they were number 2 in the Western Conference. Their three-point shooting was awful, and more importantly, their free throw shooting was one of the worst in the league. And if Şengün was one of the big problems with that, and if he can improve that like he's done so far in the preseason, that is a huge step for this team. And I think another really impressive thing I'm looking at with Alp is the fact he played only 25 minutes, but still is picking up 13 assists in this game. And you're still not seeing, and you didn't see guys like Dorian Finney-Smith or Steven Adams on the floor tonight. Because Dorian Finney-Smith's an extra shooter you're going to have. Steven Adams, someone that Alp is going to be on the floor with and, get the ball to in the paint. 13 assists and 20. His career high in assists in his career is 14, and that was a game against the Clippers where he played 42 minutes. Tonight he had 13 in 25 minutes, or 28 minutes, sorry. So I've been really impressed with Alp's facilitating so far in these 2 games. And then Amen Thompson was spectacular too. I mean, I can't stop talking about how great Amen Thompson looked in this game. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 9 for 15, 1 for 1 from 3 in this game. That was a corner 3. Amen made a corner 3 in the last game. Amen Thompson so far is 2 for 2 from the corner 3. Shot 37% from there last year, so he was actually pretty good from the corner last year. Looks like he's pretty good again there this year. I'd like to see Amen start to make other 3-point shots from the floor, like from the from the wing and from the middle. But this is a start, and we've seen some great plays. I mean, he had 2 steals tonight. He had 1 block. He was great on transition. And so, yeah, but Reed Sheppard had 11 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 for 7, 2 for 4 from the floor. I don't know. Right now, I'm leaning towards I like Reed Sheppard in starting lineup for the Houston Rockets because it allows Amen Thompson to continue to play the small forward position. Yes, he can, at times try to, play the point guard, and that'd be good for him. But I think at the small forward position, he can focus, more on maybe sometimes, and should still be able to do it if he's at the point guard, but guard the best player, and he can continue to lead in the transition really well. I don't know if that changes at all if he's at the point guard. And I like Reed in there. Also, as of right now, as long as Dorian Finney-Smith is out, as long as Dorian Finney-Smith is out, as we know he's not going to start off the season with available, I think that I don't want Tari Eason in the lineup. I love Tari Eason; he's a great player, but I think Tari Eason provides great energy off the bench. Last year, the Rockets, either had Tari Eason and Amen Thompson bring in great help off the bench alongside Steven Adams, or once Amen Thompson became a starter and Jabari came off the bench, it was Jabari and Tari with Steven Adams coming off the bench. If Tari's a starter while Dorian Finney-Smith is injured, And then it's really just Steven Adams off the bench with Reed Shepherd. So I like the idea of Tari continuing to come off the bench because I like the basketball he plays when he's off the bench. Speaking of Tari, he played this game tonight, of course. He was 2 for 7, 1 for 4 from the floor, 8 points, 10 points for Jeff Green, 6 for 6 at the free throw line, 3 rebounds. Jabari Smith Jr. was spectacular in this game, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 for 5 from 3, 7 for 11 from the floor. I think he's really going to take advantage of learning from, KD. 11 points for Aaron Holiday, 4 for 8 from the floor, looked a lot better than his 2 for 12 against the Hawks. Then Josh Okogie was 3 for 3 from the floor, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1 for 1 from 3. I think he's going to get some minutes off the bench to start off the season for the Rockets, and he kind of deserves that. And what else do we got to talk about? Glenn Capella looked really good as well. I'm really excited about what he's going to be doing for this Rockets team with rebounding, offensive rebounding. I think he just makes their, even though they're great offensive rebounding anyways, I think he makes them even better. 4 offensive rebounds last night, 7 rebounds in total, 2 assists, 8 points, 3 for 8 from the floor, 2 for 4 at the free throw line. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see what Clint can do for the Rockets this year. And then 4 for 8 from the floor. I already mentioned that for Holiday. 3 for 7 from the floor for J.D. Davidson, 1 for 4 from 3, 8 points. Not as good as his 5 for 7 from 3 the other night, but still, really good game by J.D. Davidson, who's trying to make the roster. And so that's really it for this team tonight. Last night. Sorry, I keep saying tonight. Being at the game, I was really impressed with the team. The crowd wasn't great, but it's preseason. I think when the Rockets play the Pistons, their first game, the crowd will be amazing. So I'm really excited. Well, obviously the Thunder is their first game, but their first home game is the Pistons. You guys, let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out.